Linda Thompson. Welcome to the Author's Show. Today we're looking at a very interesting book called Someplace Else, and the cover almost looks like sci-fi. And B.L. Lindstrom is our author. Welcome, B.L.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of the show. I've been watching it for quite a while now, and I'm just honored to be here. I would like to point out one thing. It's considering someplace else, not just someplace else.
My apologies. My apologies. I'm really curious about this book. On the back it says, at the turn of a century, a homeless man was allowed to win the lottery. Now, I got to tell you, listeners, I have never heard it put quite like this. Do you want to explain that?
The essence of the book is a modern myth. And in mythology, in traditional mythology, you will find that the natural phenomenon are explained by means of a deity's actions. So what I have done is I've modernized the myth, and I am explaining natural phenomenon that occur in current times in terms of a deity's actions. So the homeless man was allowed to win the lottery by action of a deity.
Take that a little bit further.
I don't want to give away too much about the plot of the book, but essentially I do not believe in coincidence or random chance, and my writing reflects that. This particular book has a set of heroes and a set of deities that look down on these heroes and manipulate their actions.
What are some of the other phenomena that you go through in this? It's almost like science fiction, and yet it really isn't. So what genre would you put it in?
Well, I've had that problem when I go to put this books up on websites and postings and to get it listed on Amazon and that kind of thing. They ask me, well, what genre is this? And it's actually a new genre called the modern myth. I don't know what else to say there.
What do all the heroes in your book do? There's more than just one.
Right. There are multiple heroes. In fact, I believe that every character in my book is heroic in some way, shape, or form. Even the secondary characters. A lot of these characters woke me up in the middle of the night saying, "Hey, you got to go fix this part of the story. You got to go make this happen for me." And that was a very interesting experience for me. But there are two main characters in the book. The book is told in the first person. There's basically three parts to the book, three separate, distinct parts. The first part is told by a gentleman named Norm Larson, and Norm Larson is a chronically underemployed baby boomer. The story takes place about 5 years from now, when all of the current goings on in the government and in our basically economic crisis, oil hits $6 a gallon, different things are happening. So Norm Larson is 60 years old and doesn't have a job. So he's looking for work. He finds work at an organization called Someplace Else. He goes to work there, or he goes to interview there, and he finds that this is the utopian community that was started by the homeless man. Working there, you get free food, a free place to live, free health care, and free education, as well as being guaranteed a job for life, working 24 hours a week at whatever God and nature intended for you to do.
Is this B.L.'s wish of utopia?
Yes, that's hence the name B.L. Lindstrom's Considering Someplace Else. This is my view of what utopia would be. The second part of the book, there is a simple auto mechanic who dropped out of high school and stumbles upon millions, which become billions of dollars. He basically spends his life literally spending that money. And after about 10 years, he meets an exotic dancer named Charlene, who has a 200 IQ. And Charlene leads him into a more appropriate expenditure of his resources. And he eventually runs for governor of Arizona. And in the book, in the second part of the book, Adam Wainwright is his name, and he narrates that part of the story.
My curiosity is killing me. How did you come up with this plot?
It's very interesting. There's a really interesting story that goes along with this. When I was 12 years old, I was confirmed into the Lutheran Church. Part of the confirmation process, the minister takes our Bible and he writes in the Bible a personal Bible verse, particularly for us, based upon what he knows about our character and what he knows, how he knows we are. That Bible verse was 1 Timothy 4:14, which says, "Do not neglect the gift you have, which was given you by prophetic utterance when the elders laid their hands upon you." Now, when I was 12 years old, I had no idea what this meant. Right? But as my life went on, I kept coming back to this Bible verse, and I kept wondering, am I neglecting my gift? Am I neglecting my gift? Am I neglecting my gift? After 42 years, just last year, I came to the conclusion that I think I know what my gift is. Because the easy part is not neglecting it. The hard part is figuring out what it is. My gift, I believe, is one of a different perspective. I have always been a maverick. I have always done things outside what everybody else is doing. And I got to thinking about that. Does everybody think that way? Does everybody approach life from a different perspective? And if they do, then everybody should have a gift, and everybody should be not neglecting that gift. And what would happen if we made an organization that allowed you to work to earn a living at whatever it was that you were supposed to do, that what God and nature intended for you to do?
Well, I went on your websites. Your blog is just mind-boggling, to put it very bluntly. You talk about science fiction. I loved it. I laughed until I cried. I thought it was very interesting.
The blog is called Arthurian Adventures in the Ether, and it is the site is soiwrotethisbook.com. The book refers to a site called considerse.com. That is also a real site, which you can go on, and it actually is reflected in the book. The exact same website that's in the book is on the thing. But this is a fictional tale. We need to make sure everyone understands that. This isn't a how to win the lottery book, like some people have said. But on the other hand, maybe it is. Maybe if you read this and you stop neglecting your gift, maybe you'll win the lottery.
So you've got several heroes in this book. Why didn't you just focus on one, the man that won the lottery, or one of the others?
I thought about that. I needed to develop some conflict between the two characters, and in fact there is a major conflict between, not so much between Norm Larson, the baby boomer, but between Mike Allen, the homeless man who started someplace else, and Adam Wainwright. Adam Wainwright wants to destroy someplace else. He feels it's a communist organization. They're a bunch of pinkos. They don't do any real work. And they need to be run out of the state, if not the country. So what happens at the end of the book is that the deities come together with the principal characters and resolve the conflicts to the satisfaction of those of us that are mere mortals, so that we can understand what's really going on.
Where do we mere mortals find this book?
This book is available on Amazon. It is available in 5 different e-book formats on my website. It is also available on my website. And we are this close to having the audiobook come out. It was recorded. It's ready to go. I just need to package it and put it out there.
And go over the website one more time.
SoIWroteThisBook.com is the best place to start. ConsiderSE.com is about the book.
BL, it's been an absolute pleasure. I
you.
can't wait to read this book, and I want to keep up with your blog.
Thank you very
It
much.
sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun and a great journey.
Thank you. My favorite quote is, "This is like nothing else I've ever read."
I think he's right. And with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. But remember, a book can change a life, one word at a time.